Let's start off with the biggest sin of all, the CV rework. Autopilot on CVs. Why? Just why? Dropping torpedoes right next to a ship, which makes them impossible to dodge. Planes can perform multiple attacks before return. Tier 3 AAA. Outplayed. Double CV, double the reports to give away. Triple CV games. New players will certainly enjoy this. Also, there's a reason many ships have terrible AA. They aren't made to face CVs. Having to stay out of battle and do nothing. Fun. Helicopters are here. Torpedoes can be dropped from outer space. Aircraft carrier? More like aircraft factory. How do CVs still not have a detonation mechanic? Do I have to remind you of the Battle of Midway? Ark Royal finally made it into the game. World of Warships. But I can't control my CV when flying. At least with the old RTS I was still a captain. Planes become invulnerable to flak when launching the attack. Is this what happened to the Bismarck? We know of the mechanic abuse called slingshots, but we won't fix this, since not many can perform this. So far for negating the skill gap between players. I have to admit, the visuals are quite nice. Not being able to see specific stats on AA mounts. 73% of what is still operational. Removing the single tactical aspect of CV gameplay and turning it into a limited consumable. And no, I don't want to launch my fighters when I get detected by planes at 10 km or by a surface vessel. Planes can reverse thrust back in time. Removing 6 historical ships in World of Paper ships and still no sight of them after over a year. AA ships are a joke. They rely on RNG more than ever. Rest in peace, Flaglanta.
Look how they mess with my boy.
AP bombers don't care about your angling and positioning. Why have multiple catapults anyway? Catapult fighters are the worst defenders ever. Just take spotter aircraft. High tier CVs are more survivable than BBs are. Super damage control, armored decks and fast as the possibility of a Soviet CV line. I tried not to make this video CV heavy. It failed. Wargaming somehow managed to make the same mistake as with the Kutuzov, but worse. For some reason Smolensk got 8 km torps, unlike all other Soviet cruisers with 4 km torps. Except, you guessed it, the Kutuzov. We've almost gotten a complete paper Soviet BB line. Is there something you have to tell us, Wargaming? A tier 5 Soviet BB can bow tank Yamato. Seems fine to me. Slava. How was it ever a good concept for a BB? Convenient 60mm deck armor, so cruiser HE shatters. Soviet BBs are accurate at medium to close ranges, yet they still manage to hit more long-range shells than the Germans. 1919 meets 1956.
No submarines in the game.
Fix a class until it's balanced, or add a new class so people are distracted. Loading times taking longer than the battle itself. This. Hey. Who did that? Paying 200 euros for a pixel boat and getting told by the store she's overpriced. Of course, she's a tier 10 and should be expensive, but not 3 tier 9s expensive, nor over 4 tier 8s expensive. False camo advertisement. Grinding over 100 hours in just 4 weeks. Happy New Year! No Wargaming, you can't call this for free.
So you want someone to basically sit here at work streaming throughout all of December and most of like half of January to grind Puerto Rico. I don't think that's entirely realistic because we do actually have to like work.
Merry Christmas. Unnecessary. World of Airships coming soon? Sound changes no one asked for. Selling black ships is completely new ships, even when you own the original ship. Fake ships for fake nations. High tier gameplay on crack. A sin for every turpits I've seen in Ranked. Ranked was actually enjoyable for once. Battleship sized gaps. Carriers in Ranked. There's just no fun playing against them. Instead of splitting the US BB line, they almost created a complete premium BB line. The already drunk secondaries can't aim at borders. After 4 years in game, still no Tone. Ghost shells outside Halloween events. Highly annoying training room UI. The idea of letting players regrind tech trees so they keep playing. Except they can free XP the rewards. Another wall to hide ships behind, which many players will never get. There are still only 3 game modes: Standard, Encounter and Domination. On to a great 2020. And 592 cents for adding
Smolensk.
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 Smolensk.